Okay. That one is rectus femoris. Vastus lateralis. No, medialis.
Why is this called rectus femoris?
Rectus femoris is called because it's towards the rectum, right? That one goes towards the rectum. Oh, okay.
Rectum's right. Because it's straight.
Okay.
And where's femoris come from?
Femoris. Femur?
Femur.
There you go.
So it's sitting on top of the femur.
Okay.
So rectus femoris.
Rectus femoris.
This one.
Vastus medialis.
Yes, medialis because it's big toe side.
Yep.
This one.
Vastus lateralis.
How do you know that?
Because it's on the lateral side.
Exactly.
Of the pinky. Yep.
The fourth quadricep is underneath this, called vastus intermedius. It's not our course back answer.
Okay, good. Ooh.
What is this crazy thing?
Sartorius.
Exactly.
Okay.
So if you're looking at the anterior thigh, you should be thinking quadriceps or sartorius.
Okay.
Sartorius is not a quadricep.
Not a quadricep.
Not a quadricep.
Not a
She's
quadricep.
probably going to ask another exam. Not a quadricep.
Not a quadricep.
Yeah. You go medial.
Medial.
Medial thigh. What can we ask over here?
The abductors, right? Adductors.
We only can ask one.
Gracilis?
Yep. And where is it?
Gracilis.
Exactly.
Okay.
Nice one right in the middle.
Yep.
Gracilis. Then go lateral. You can ask a few things.
Okay. Iliotract band? No, ilio. Oh shoot! Do you guys know this? Iliotibial band
Or tract.
or tract.
And why is it called that?
Because it holds the. Okay.
What is this bone?
Ilium,
Ilium. And you follow it down, it goes all the way to this bone.
tibia. No.
Yep.
Yep, tibia. Okay.
So ilio from
Ti-
ilium and tibio.
Iliotibial tract. Okay. Iliotibial tract.
And the muscle attached to it.
Oh wait. Hold on. Tensor fasciae. No. Tensor shoot. Tensor fasciae latae.
Women that drink lattes are worried about it going to their hips.
Okay.
So in the hip region, tensor fasciae latte.
Tensor fasciae latae. Okay. That's good. That's actually good.
You also have this.
Gluteus maximus.
You take this off. Basically, if this is off, what's the answer?
Gluteus medius.
Yep.
Yep.
Because gluteus minimus is not any of our muscles.
Okay, no problem.
Even though it's a course back, I can't really ask you.
Okay.
So if this is off, gluteus medius.
Okay.
You're now in the posterior part, so what should you be thinking?
You should be thinking gastrocnemius. How do you?
Down here, but it's still up here.
Oh, up
Posterior
there.
thigh, what's the word?
Biceps
What's
femoris.
the one word you should be thinking though?
Hamstrings.
Hamstrings, sweet.
Okay.
Okay, what are the three hamstrings?
Biceps femoris, semitendinosus, and semimembranosus.
Exactly.
Okay.
What's the biggest?
Biggest is. Do you guys know? No.
B for big.
Biceps.
Yeah, biceps femoris.
Okay.
Which is this one over
That
here.
one's biceps
It's
femoris.
lateral. It's all, what?
Semitendinosus, and then just remember when you have a membrane surrounds things. So just think this is surrounding that. So that's semimembranous, membranosus.
It's cute. Another way of remembering it is semimembranosus is most medial.
Medial. Okay.
M for medial. So medial would be big toe. This guy and this guy are both semimembranosus.
Okay.
And then semitendinosus sits on top of it.
Okay.
Biceps femoris is chilling by itself.
Okay. Gotcha.
So anterior thigh, you should think quadriceps or sartorius.
Okay.
Medial thigh, gracilis. Lateral would be tensor fasciae latae, the glutes, iliotibial tract.
Okay.
Posterior, think hamstrings.
All right. How about the psoas, iliopsoas major, and the ilio?
So
What does that define?
the iliacus.
Yeah, the
He
iliacus.
said it's hiding. It's underneath one of the models.
There's like 17 of them. It's right there.
Whoops.
It's not very hiding very well. Yeah, you can ask this, which
Oh,
would be
okay. So
what-
you said the one it goes up, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is
Okay.
kind of
Just
stupid.
think
I mean,
the
this
flat
is
on the
just a
inside
stump.
of the iliacus.
Okay.
The major is sticking out.
Okay,
Are you
gotcha.
videotaping this?
Yeah, yep. I gotta videotape that too. Those two.
Could you send that to me?
Yeah. How long does the video have to be?
Huh?
Oh yeah.
I'm not kidding.
No, I mean, how long does the video? Cause
How long can it run?
no, how long can you send it? Cause some videos you can't send through a message.
You try giving on Facebook.
You can cut them out too.
Oh, you can send them on
Are you
Facebook.
guys using this?
No.
No, you can send them on Facebook.
Someone tries.
Oh,
This
I'm
ends in
sorry.
a stump that ends in a bunch of stuff.
okay,
If you're going to ask about any of the stuff up here, you're going to use it on this monologue.
okay.
What is this bone?
That is ilium. Oh, what? Ilium.
And what bone does that belong to?
Ilium.
Ilium.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
So the muscle is sitting in the bed of the ilium.
Okay. I know.
Iliacus.
Iliacus. This crazy one that attaches the lumbar vertebrae, that's why it shows it.
Psoas major.
So let's make sure you get that. Okay.
You then combine the two, and what do you get?
The iliopsoas.
Right, which is supposed to be right here.
Right there. Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Iliacus, psoas major, iliopsoas.
Okay.
Okay.
You didn't see this.
Okay. All right.
And this is what we all look like.
You guys know these?
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
That's the Bhutan.
Right.
Tip of the axon.
Bhutan.
Transmitters.
What do we have to know on this one?
The thing I'm holding is the synaptic bhutan or knob.
Okay.
The spheres themselves are called synaptic vesicles, and the chemicals within them
Neurotransmitters.
Neurotransmitters. That's what we have
If
to
you
know.
put acetylcholine, you'll be really cool.
Okay.
ACH.
ACE.
ACE.
ACE. Okay.
Alright. Thigh done.
I know, I thought it said ACH.
Do we do deep? Anything deep?
That's the abbreviation for the entire name,
For
though.
the entire okay. That's maybe why I thought it was.
Alright, what is this bone?
Not cool enough.
That is the tibia.
So the muscle in front of it.
Anterior tibialis anterior.
Isn't that nice? Tibialis anterior. You move one over, you're now at a muscle that connects to the digits.
Digitorum. Extensor digitorum longus.
How do you know it's extensor?
Because it's on
It's in the front, right?
That, and because it's at the end here.
It's the opposite of what the arms.
Well, extending your foot is you never extend your foot. You do plantar flexion or dorsiflexion.
Okay.
So that's why it's kind of confusing. But either way, front of your leg is extensors, back is flexors. This little dude right here sneaks in here.
Something brevis.
If you follow it, it goes to this one right here.
Extensor hallucis longus.
Extensor hallucis longus.
This is true. Hallux is okay.
Because it goes to the big toe. Big toe is hallux. Adjective for it is hallux.
Okay. Oh shoot.
Moving laterally, this is what again?
That's your extensor. Digitorum.
Longus.
Longus. Don't forget longus because digitorum is up here.
Okay.
You then get to the side here, which are two pretty muscles. You can call them two different things.
Peroneus longus.
That's the one.
Is that what that's what
That's
we were
what
looking
we're
for, right?
looking
Yeah.
for.
Okay.
It's disgusting. Don't call it that. Call it fibularis.
So fibularis longus.
Because the fibula is over here. It makes more
Okay.
sense.
Are they both the same? Fibularis and pronaris longus?
You remember this is the peroneal region.
Oh, okay.
So-
Okay. That makes sense.
You can call it either or, but not both.
Okay.
Don't put fibularis, peroneus, longus. Put one or the other. The one in front is longus, and the one in back, B for back, is brevis. This doesn't show it that well. It's actually two independent muscles, but the best we can do.
So this one's brevis.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so it's just
These two are brevis, and then this one's longus. Wait.
I would say the front is longus, and the back is brevis.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Front as long as the back is brevis.
B for B. Yep. And fibularis or peroneus.
Okay.
You're huge.
I know.
he's trying to videotape it for people.
I'm gonna move over.
I gotta stop eating those cookies, man.
I hate being short. Okay, anyways. Posterior lower leg.
Okay.
What's almost all of it.
Gastrocnemius.
And that's connected to this,
The calcaneal tendon.
also known as
Achilles
But
tendon.
make sure you put calcaneal, just because.
Calcaneal.
If this is removed,
Is it hard?
what's the answer? It's right here.
Papilides?
You're not deep enough yet.
No, not yet. I don't know what that one is.
Wait, is it the same one as that one in the back?
This is supposed to be the
I
same
don't
thing.
think that one's on. We were trying to figure out what that was. It's not on our sheet.
I always think of women when I think of this muscle. So when I think of women, I think of soleus. So this is
Oh,
the
that's
soleus.
the soleus. Okay, I thought it was on the inside.
Oh, okay.
No one appreciated that. This is soleus. This is soleus. So
No,
if
we
I,
women just ignore those
I
comments.
know. Technically, this whole thing right here is a soleus,
Soleus,
but
soleus.
you're not going to have an independent tendon like that.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So you would just remove this part.
And it'll be like that part right here, solus.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the gastro. This is the soleus.
Solus. Okay.
Deep to the
Oh, shoot. There we go.
What just fell off?
That was just
Tendon,
10.
membranosus.
No, semitendinitis. Semitendinosis. Semitendinosis.
And
Membranosis.
well, semitendinosis.
Membranosis in the inside, and then
It's a membrane around.
okay, around, yeah.
Or
Like I
two.
said.
All right, you get back here. We're now at the region behind the knee. So this oblique-looking muscle here.
Popliteus.
Popliteus.
That sounded kind of wrong the first time.
Popliteal.
Popliteus, okay.
Then it gets super, super confusing
Yes, it
because
does.
once you go down into your ankle, they swap for whatever reason. So anything, that means your big toe thing, or big toe muscles, which would normally you would think would be medial, are actually lateral.
Right.
So back here, you would look on the lateral side. Remember, these are the fibularis muscles, so it can't be these. You follow this down, this will curve in. You can kind of see it right there. It'll curve in and then go big toe side.
Oh, this right here?
Yes.
Okay.
So down here, you would be, are you flexion or extension?
Flexor.
Flexor, you're going to the big toe.
So radiat, that'd be right.
Hallucis, longus.
Hallucis long. Oh, okay. Hallucis long.
Follow.
Okay.
Yep. Most often, if we ask a polycystic or hallucis question, we will put something on the muscle itself, and then we'll also point to where the tendon ends.
Okay.
Because, what?
Just to help you out a little bit.
Right, because a lot of these are super, super deep, and even though the models are supposed to be showing it, they don't even show it that well anyways. So, you might get this, and then you might have another one under here pointing at the toe. Just to reiterate that that's the one you're talking about.
Okay. So we might
And
have
then
one
there's the
pointing at the
digitorum
toe.
longus, isn't there?
The flexor?
Digitorum longus.
See, once again, flexor would be at the bottom of the foot.
Right.
So these connecting to this muscle actually comes back up underneath as
geez.
well.
Okay.
So,
That one right here would be flexor digitorum.
I mean, we
Oh,
have
no, that's calculated.
we have I want to say 3 stations for legs, so we get to ask 6 questions. It's really, really annoying to take stuff off and label it underneath and have that whatever. So
Makes sense.
more than likely, you would not be asked that kind of stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
And then the tibialis.
If anything, this is off. If this is off, popliteus is the most common, just because it's clear.
Right.
Okay.
And then this is the tibialis posterior.
Um,
Or, yeah. Right?
Tibia.
Tibialis posterior.
I would.
Yeah, the little section in the middle of the
This
back.
is supposed to be going underneath this stuff, and that's why it's.
Got it.
All right.
I mean, we want you to know why they're called what they are. So, looking at this, you wouldn't know why this is called tibialis posterior. If it showed it actually behind it, then we would ask it, but
Okay.
Okay.
trying to not ask you dumb things.
Now, these 2 models are going to be our practical, correct? Or is just that one model right there?
This model,
Yeah.
it'll be
That's
this model
different,
or that model, I guess.
All right. What do we have to know?
All of it.
So,
This model is a model of what?
a vesicle,
Muscle.
fascicle, muscle cell,
Reticulum,
muscle, fascicle,
No, the fascicles are in here. These are the fascicles.
sarcoplasmic.
a whole muscle
No, the
cell.
sarcoplasmic reticulum is right here.
I just heard like 13 false statements.
It's a muscle
This
cell.
is a muscle cell, also
Oh,
known
that's
as
right.
what?
Muscle fiber.
Oh.
Muscle fiber is a muscle cell.
Covered by the
Normally, you hear
perimysium.
cell and you think of a sphere. A cell in muscles is a long tube.
Okay.
Okay. It looks like a fascicle because each of these look like a individual
Cell.
cell, but you know it's not because this blue and this tan are intracellular organelles.
Okay.
So if you can see the stuff inside of the cell, then you're obviously not within then that means you're within the cell.
It's okay.
Any of the fascicle related stuff will be on this.
Do you want me to hold it?
So this individual one is a muscle fiber.
Okay.
You then pack them together. This whole thing right here would be a fascicle. So I am seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 behind this would be 7 fascicles.
Okay.
7 fascicles make up the entire muscle.
All right.
And what is that?
And then that surrounding,
So
we
the
have to know that
endomysium
surrounding,
is-
right?
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
So this is a muscle fiber.
Okay.
So you could either point at the circle at the or the rim around the end, or
Okay.
use just the outer layer here. This would be endomysium.
Okay.
This would be perimysium. And this part right here would be epimysium.
Epimysium. Okay.
This would be starting to become the tendon or the ligament itself, made of different
Okay.
components. But this is how you. The only time if you put the answer as fascicle, it better be on this,
Okay.
because in other contexts,
Right.
that's the answer. So like I said, this is inside of a cell. If you're inside the cell, you have these blue, nice tubules that are regularly organized throughout the cell. These are T-tubules. If you put T-tubules, you're fine. If you want to put transverse tubules, you're fine as well. Better to remember it as transverse, I guess, because transverse means horizontal, and they go horizontal. The tan Spider-Man webbing in between is called what?
Sarcoplasmic reticulum.
And what is sarcoplasmic reticulum?
Calcium? Is that something to do with calcium?
Oh, it's the calcium I have.
Something like that, yeah.
So muscle cells think they're super badass, so they just change their names around. The sarcoplasmic reticulum is the endoplasmic reticulum, if you remember from cell biology, of muscle cells.
Okay.
They're special in that they're endoplasmic reticulum with a ton of calcium packed in,
Okay.
and this is what actually releases the calcium when you get a contraction. But blah 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 blah. It's physiology. All you have to know: blue transverse tubules, tan webbing is sarcoplasmic reticulum.
I always want to say endoplasmic, but yes.
These are supposed to show sarcomeres and how they're arranged. Each of these individually is a myofibril then. So myofibrils are organelles. They're made up of sarcomeres.
Each one of these or each one of those?
Each tube.
Okay.
Each
Oh,
cylinder.
that's not a fast
Oh, that's not a full. Okay, that's not a full cylinder because you got to put the other one. So that would be a whole cylinder, you mean, or like? Because I don't know.
So that's a cell.
Oh, that's a whole.
Although
muscle
this is
fiber,
cut
sorry.
off, what I'm looking at, this is one muscle cell.
Okay.
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 myofibrils.
Okay. Gotcha.
So the
So where's the
myofibrils are just
fascicles come in?
silos
Right,
and
that's what I was
silos
getting
of
confused.
sarcomeres stacked on top of each other.
So where does the fascicle come into play then?
You would get, if I had 30 of these
Oh,
and I put
okay,
them around
got
the
it,
circle,
okay.
I'd have a fascicle.
Okay.
Oh,
I'd wrap it
okay.
up.
That
Keep
makes
forgetting.
sense.
All right.
No.
If I have 30 of these, I have what?
Full fast.
A
I have
fascicle.
a fascicle. I wrap it around with a blanket.
Call it a muscle.
Myo something or card.
Wait, what?
Epimis.
If I wrap
Oh.
a fascicle up, I surround it with what?
Epimysium.
I just heard 3 different answers.
Perimysium.
Perimysium.
I then would
Above
collect
the muscle.
30 of those gigantic things, and I would have an entire muscle, and then I would rewrap it again with epimysium.
Epimysium.
And the
Because
endos are-
epi means on top of or outside of, so it's outside of.
And then
Okay.
goes the furthest in, so.
Right. You can also be asked about this sort of stuff. This is pretty unclear here. What this is trying to show is this is where a neuron is not attached. This is where a neuron is attached. So this entire orange globule thing over here is supposed to be a neuron.
Okay.
So what's the cell membrane of a muscle cell called?
The endo. Endomysium.
Epimysium.
No.
The muscle or the.
It's the endomysium, perimysium, epimysium are not an actual part of the cell.
Oh.
They are a
The
connective tissue covering
sarcolemma?
around it. Sarcolemma. So once again, they think they're super badass, so they get special names. Cell membrane of a muscle cell is sarcolemma.
And that's the peach part.
That's the peach part. So that's
Yep.
this entire part all the way around.
Until the motor plate.
The motor end plate is actually a part of the sarcolemma. It's just a specialized part. So you would say motor end plate, and in the back of your head, know that this is still sarcolemma, but you would put motor end plate.
So that would be the sarcolemma in the part.
What's the motor end plate on there?
The squiggly.
Okay.
So you're always going to be a sarcolemma surrounding the whole thing, but anytime you have endomysium across from you, you are a straight line, which you would be labeled as sarcolemma. If you have a neuron across from it, you're the motor end plate.
Okay.
Because that's when
makes
it's
sense.
doing work.
Yeah.
Is that when it's doing the diffusion?
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
So sarcolemma here, motor end plate here. I can't see why you'd be asked.
There's a
this kind
cleft, right?
of- I mean,
The
Yeah,
bluish
those are the ones
part.
inside.
this is way better for it though.
Yeah.
So this is a zoom in of the stuff that's
That.
happening up here.
Okay.
Okay, term to know, presynaptic neuron. Why is it called
Tired.
presynaptic neuron?
Before?
The synapse.
The only reason, why not just call it a synaptic neuron?
Okay.
Because before and after the work, whatever happens, whatever work's being done.
Is that
right?
because that's the
The
process, right? Is that the process of it doing
The
it?
reason you call it presynaptic neuron in this case is because the majority of the time it's not a neuron to a muscle connection. It's a neuron to a neuron, in which case you have a presynaptic neuron and a postsynaptic neuron. So this way you have to make sure you say the entire thing, presynaptic neuron. Which would be kind of hard to label. I would probably put it as this entire axon and say this entire
Circle
cell,
the entire thing. and just
yeah, is
say,
called
is
what?
this?
Presynaptic neuron.
Presynaptic.
But because then individually each of these are synaptic knobs or boutons. So this one presynaptic neuron has 3 synaptic knobs or boutons.
Well, wouldn't this be the axon then, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, there's
Yeah, that's.
how you would have to label it
Yeah,
like
the
this
entire
up
thing.
here where the rest of it is.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to do. So it probably won't be done.
Can you
Okay.
just put boutons too? Or, like,
For the
right
ends.
For the
right
ends.
across?
The terminal buton.
Instead of presynaptic knob?
Yeah.
Oh, include synaptic though.
Okay.
Synaptic
Synaptic
bouton
knob.
or
Oh,
synaptic
okay.
knob.
Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what a bouton actually is in real life, but make sure you include the adjective. These stupid squiggly oval-looking worm things. What are these called?
Mitochondria?
Right, not gonna be asked. That makes these small black spheres in here.
Presynaptic vesicles? Or the
Synaptic
neurotransmitter?
vesicle.
You don't need pre. You're just always
Just
synaptic.
synaptic. Okay.
Which are the same thing as these spheres in here.
Okay.
These spheres in here have specific little chemicals in them called what? Neurotransmitters, which are not on here.
Okay.
So would this be considered like all that space right there, the cleft?
All of this stuff?
Well,
No, the space, because usually
The
there's another
space,
thing down
if
here,
it's
and then there's
This is the
cleft.
synaptic cleft right here.
oh, inside
okay.
of it then?
I had a
maybe then?
beautiful drawing, and someone erased it. It's
Okay, 'cause
basically
this would
from
be
the
the
end
motor
of this,
plate.
Yeah.
from the
Okay.
end of this bouton. So this dark, this thick, rather bold line
Right.
to the next line is
Okay.
synaptic cleft,
Because this would be the motor end plate, the squiggly
Yeah.
lines. Okay.
and this would be what?
The sarcolemma.
Right. Is this part of the sarcolemma?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is the sarcolemma.
It is the sarcolemma, but you would call it motor end plate because it's